Hey, everybody. I'm Kelly Ellers.
I'm Jeffrey Lunnan.
And this is Volume Up by the Tease.
Before we get into today's episode, let's talk about the newest launch from Wella Professionals. Blondorplex 9, the #1 salon lightener in the world, just got an upgrade. New Blondorplex 9 offers up to 97% less breakage and is now upgraded with built-in metal purifier technology for unbeatable clean lift. Blondorplex 9 from Wella Professionals is truly a revolution in lightening. Head to wella.professionalstore.com or visit your local Cosmoprof today. Calling all stylists who expect performance and protection in every service. This month, Hello Salon Pro is spotlighting a curated edit of pro favorite tools and formulas designed to strengthen, style, and finish with confidence. And every product comes from Rule Breaker award-winning brands you voted for. Inside, you'll find iconic tools from Denman and high-performance formulas from Davinas. The Denman D4 9-row original styler delivers defined curls, volume, and controlled blow drying, while the D83 gentle paddle brush offers smooth, snag-free detangling and sleek blowouts. For finishing, Davinas has you covered. The beautiful things restoring leave-in mask protects from heat, boosts shine, and helps maintain color, while This Is a Perfecting Hairspray provides flexible, humidity-resistant hold. Stronger services, smoother styling, elevated results. Plus, keep an eye out for a special 5th product coming later this month. Get the Hello Salon Pro box for $34.99 or subscribe and save with a discounted price of $24.99 plus shipping. Sign up now and experience the strength and styling difference.
So I think we hit the Oscars pretty hard. Yeah.
We sure did. Yeah. Yep. Hit the ground running. So much content, so much everything. Interesting this year. We're going to get into it, obviously. We break down our top looks and all of that good stuff. What did you think? First of all, did you watch the red carpet or the show?
I didn't watch it consistently. It was like bopping in and out because I don't know. I as I age, I don't know if I care.
There's also, I mean, and we in the sort of recap of the best of our editors' topics, we get into that. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competing things for our attention.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a little bit hard to sit and watch red carpet coverage and also an award show, I think.
Yeah.
But I was doing the same thing, sort of like bopping in. Oh, I caught that. I didn't catch this. Yeah. So the other thing is, I mean, there weren't really that many surprises in terms of, I think like it was we generally understood like who was going to win stuff, which is maybe less fun.
It's less fun.
Yeah. So,
you know what I noticed too when I was bopping in and out in the past coverage, and I think even like maybe Elle magazine might have commented on this or somebody did like a green screen over it, is like how many like naked dresses there are. And like, why do we need to do that? Like, I don't find that to be like classy. And it mentioned like more seasoned actresses doing it. Like they actually compared, it was something like when Kylie Jenner is the most clothed person at the party, you know, you got something going on. And I just don't think I don't know why we're doing that today. Do you? Like, why are we doing that?
I mean, I think we're just in this weird cycle again of 2016 is back. I mean, that was when naked dresses were, I don't know. So I saw it was being commented. I don't know that my takeaway from the red carpet was that there was like a lot of sort of bling and adornment, like embellishment and applique on dresses, which I thought was
the
sort of choice. Yeah, it was a strange, like tonally, because it's such a legacy. Event within the entertainment industry. It just felt like, I mean, and I wrote about this in the recap, like safe. Like everything was very safe. It was, and again, considering all of the things, it makes sense. But yeah, it was a little bit expected and not terribly exciting, which is kind of a bummer. So I mean, nobody took like huge swings, I don't think.
No, but I will say impeccably dressed from a male perspective was, who's the actor who's playing JFK Jr.?
Oh, what's his
Did
face?
you see his
outfit? The Vanity Fair. So this is the other thing. The issue that I'm having is maybe that the after parties are more fun. I mean, who knows? Everybody knows that. That's not. So anyway, the Vanity Fair Oscar party, people are really showing up and out for that. The way that they weren't.
It was just so tailored. Yeah, I did. I haven't seen something like that in a while. You know, I thought it looked very masculine and I don't know. It's good.
What's interesting to me is that So, I mean, you're in the Midwest and you're experiencing very different weather. The West Coast,
Indeed.
it's a heat wave. So I think it was
Ugh.
in the like high 80s, low
Oh,
90s
I bet
on
he was
Oscar
hot.
night. So then, yeah, so to think of like
He's hot.
photographing well in the crush velvet suit, but I'm sure he was sweating buckets. You're into it. You see zero problem with that. Okay, yeah. So I mean, again, we'll get into
That's
the
gonna be a
Oscars in a
good
bit.
clip. That's
That's
gonna be a
yeah,
good clip.
that's
That's
you're
that's
you're
the
fine with
clip.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
pregnant pause. We also did take a recent trip together.
We
You and
did,
I
which was
haven't teamed up in
lovely.
person. We went to Utah, Salt Lake City of all
We
places.
did.
And if you're on our social, you'll know what we're referring to. Yeah. How did you find? What did you think of Utah?
I mean, I'd been there before in the
Yeah.
fall for
Yeah.
something, but I mean, I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's
Hmm.
very beautiful with the snow-capped mountains and lovely,
Picturesque
and
as fuck.
everyone is adorable and fun. I mean, the offices that we were at were like a total blast, and everyone
Hmm.
was just like in their vibe. So I had a great time. And you got me a dirty soda,
I did. I did. I could not come to Salt Lake City without first getting. So, I mean, I wanted Swig and I went to a Swig.
which is
Turns
the
out,
brand of
yes,
dirty soda place,
yes, yep,
coffee.
yep,
Yes,
yep.
okay.
Very well known, I think, if you follow.
Oh,
No, if you're into
if you're a
the Real
swig,
Lives of Mormon Wives and or Real
indeed.
Housewife of
Yeah,
Salt Lake City
that's
fan, you
okay.
know what Swig is. So I went, and it was the lobby was closed. So my Uber driver dropped me off and left me there. I could not take advantage. So then I went to Sidecar Donuts, which also had the dirty soda, and holy shit,
It was like a
I
bucket of
a,
soda,
a
like a
styrofoam
bucket.
bucket of cherry Diet Coke with coconut creamer and amaretto. Like it
I
was
mean,
the wildest. Was it not?
it was wild. It was so sweet. Like, I don't know how you could actually, like, I
Function?
feel like I gained 10 pounds looking at it.
Hmm.
Like,
And
it
that
was
was
just like,
diet.
bleh.
No, I know.
Yeah,
All the power to Utah.
they're
They're
doing it. They're dirty
stronger than all of
soda.
us.
Yeah, it's strong. Some strong, dirty soda in their blood.
So I had two dirty sodas
I was
while I
gonna
was in
ask
Salt
how
Lake for less than
many.
24 hours.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went for a
I thought
third, but I
more.
could
Yeah.
not get it in the airport. I When I went to the airport,
Yes.
there's like right before security, one of those like dirty soda places. But
Oh,
after security, there isn't one that I could find in the terminal that I was in. And so that was
they need to fix
horrifying.
that.
No, I know.
Stat.
I was going down everything to be like, is it here? Is it here? And there were none.
Were
So
you
I would have
about
had
to
third.
like leave? Were you about to leave security and like go back?
I mean, it would have just not been a great look, I think, to like chug a dirty soda and then go through security, you
I
know?
think
But
your
I
tummy
thought
would have
about like,
hurt.
do I want to leave and get back? But okay, have you ever left, like gone through security and then gone back
Mm,
out and then gone back in?
no,
I've thought
never.
about it. There's been a couple of places where I'm like, oh, I've got plenty of time. I could do it.
Oh,
But I
because you
feel
wanted to
like,
eat the food there?
yes,
Like,
or do
oh,
something where you're like,
okay. Or
but I
like, oh,
worry
there's a
that
Mac store. Yeah,
yes, but I worry that like, are you going to get on like a list or something where they're like, you
maybe.
were
Like,
literally just
what's he
here
doing?
15
Yeah.
minutes ago. Why are you, that's
And
that's
then you're like,
my
I just
crazy.
wanted a dirty soda. They're like,
Right, right.
nobody
And you
does that,
don't
sir.
exactly. That doesn't hold up. So
Nobody. Anyway, we've been busy.
we've been busy. We also dropped by Lunatic Fringe, which
Yeah.
again, if Real Housewives of Salt Lake City will know, owned by Angie K.
Mhm.
And hopefully I'll be back to interviewing her in person because the salon space was beautiful. It didn't work out. She's filming, but
Oh.
I'm manifesting. I'm using what you're up to, and we're gonna get that damn on-camera
Oh
interview with
my
Angie K.
goodness. That's the first time you've ever used that word.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna do it.
It only took me 9 months to indoctrinate you into manifesting.
I'm indoctrinated. So that is
Yes.
something you're obsessed with. Let's get into
Yes.
things that we could also
Okay,
together
let's
be
do it.
obsessed with.
Uh-huh.
Let's do our obsessed or over it, where we react to product, services, trends, and decide if they're a hit or a miss. We're going to
Yeah.
be breaking down if they're worth the hype and if they're not, and we'll be giving you our honest takes along the way, as we always do. Follow along by checking out the show notes or heading over to our Instagram, where we're going to be posting everything that we discuss right
Mhm.
now. So first up, we've got Demi Moore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is Demi at the Oscars, wearing what
Oh,
I would say is a Lady Gaga dress. Like this,
it's
it's Lady Gaga.
Johnny.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I mean, I'm
what
obsessed
is
with
there to
it.
say? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's,
So it is like, well, an homage to my birding.
yeah,
It is ostrich feathers, right? Like black ostrich feathers, do you think?
sure. I don't know. I don't
Like
know.
with kind of a shine, like a green shine, and they
Hmm.
come up and over kind of her collarbone and then a long trail. And I think it's stunning.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this dress someday.
You should. I
I'll
could see
wear
you
it
in it. I mean,
for sure.
Demi Moore is just like on fire of
She's
late.
stepping into it. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
ladies, okay, let Demi Moore please be an example of like, think about her life, all she's done. And like, I don't even think she's peaked yet.
Probably not. No, I mean, she
She's,
was nominated for an Oscar last year.
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, she looks incredible.
incredible.
Hair here done by, I think, what's his name? Dimitri Giannettos for
Mhm.
Kerastase. So it is shiny as all get out.
Yeah.
Beautifully, worn down and long as her signature often
Yeah.
is. I mean, she's also the face of Chronologiste. And so I know that they
Oh,
used
yeah.
those
Oh,
products to style her hair. I really like this. So
I
I'm
love it.
obsessed with Demi Moore. I'm
I'm
very happy
totally
for her
obsessed.
in this moment. Yeah, so that's unanimous. That hardly ever happens.
Unanimous.
All right. The next thing that we are being told to look at here is
Hmm.
depuffing one's face with
Hmm.
ice, an ice
Yes.
bowl.
Hmm.
Do you do this?
No, but
Okay.
okay, not with an ice bowl, but I do have ice rollers
Oh, okay.
and they totally work. And I am a depuffing
You love
junkie.
gua sha. So I've seen this. Leslie Bibb, the actress,
Oh
she's
yeah.
big on dunking her face in an ice bowl.
I'm
Sort of
not
like,
opposed to it.
yeah.
Are you? I mean,
No,
you
definitely
know what?
not.
Actually, we should try it because I would be curious to see, like, we do a before and an after to see, like, what actually happens. Because I think, yes, it's temporary, but I
Yeah.
think you've got to do the lymphatic drainage too, like the
Well, I was
gua
going to say,
sha and
so
stuff.
in
Like, I
this
don't,
video that we're looking at, like step one is the ice dunk,
yeah,
it looks like,
which,
and then
okay.
it's some gua shaing.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I'm not obsessed because I haven't done it, but I'm definitely not over it. I'd
I'm
be into
not over
this.
it.
I'd
Yeah, I
be down.
could get obsessed with it. Although I think I don't want my lashes totally wet. So that's my
I
only like
submerging in ice
watch
cold
out,
water.
if
Yeah,
you will.
yeah. Okay.
But anyway,
Well,
let's depuff all of the things and let's look snatched like Demi Moore. Like she's depuffing. Let's be
yeah.
real. Not a
Let's.
puff on her.
No puffs to be found. Last but not least, the digital camera trend. They
Yeah,
are back again. Everything like 2016,
I love.
it's back.
Yes,
So
love.
people are busting out the little digicam. So
Loved mine.
you're obsessed?
No, I'm actually
Oh,
not at
you're
all.
over it.
I don't understand why people are doing this. Like honestly, break it down for me. Why? If you have it on a camera on your
So I
phone,
think that people are, I mean, in particularly this is Gen Z and Gen
yeah.
Alpha, like they're trying to detox from phones and putting
Okay.
them down in a way and trying to experience moments without, so they're documenting it in a like lower thigh capacity.
Okay. Okay.
But also like, the sort of like pining for like a more innocent time, I think is partially accomplished by
I love
this.
that.
And so I think that they're like trying to tap into the like good things that we
Okay. Then
experienced.
I can be obsessed with it. I just don't understand because you know that then they're taking those photos, dragging them onto their computer,
Yeah.
pulling them back onto their phone, and uploading them to Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean, you're
like we're
not
just
wrong. You're
adding a
not wrong
step.
there. You're not
And then they're
wrong
popping a
there.
filter over it. So like we're just
Ah.
adding another unnecessary step. I just
So maybe I'm not obsessed
really?
with that part. So I'll say it. I recently purchased a
Yeah,
digital
I'm sure
camera.
you did. Yes.
I was influenced by one of our team members.
Mm.
And I've not been able to, knowing that I'm not a photographer like he is, among other things, not been able to achieve the same effect with my digital camera. So I've sort of
Yeah.
abandoned the project despite it being quite a hefty price tag. Anyway, I say that to say you got to lug that thing around. And that is
Right.
where
And then you're
like
gonna put it in
I'm
your
fucking
pocket.
over.
Like
Exactly. Like I'm
it's just
not,
it's not.
it's taking up too much space in my little bag too. Like it's not,
Yeah.
I'm
Doesn't
not
fit in
about
your
it.
back pocket or your front pocket.
Mm,
So then you got it hanging from your
mm.
arm.
Yeah, and then we all know how that went. We
Yeah.
lived through that, like banging
Not
that thing
great.
around, knocking it, and then you're like, "Oh, the screen's cracked." Like, so I'm over it. I'm over
Here's
it
what I am
officially.
into, and I've been
Okay,
into this for a while. Disposable cameras.
sure,
I
sure,
think it's
classic.
incredible to like that to me is the mystery of like what did I take a photo of? Like,
Hmm.
and I think it's
Literally, literally.
literally
What
I have
even was that?
no
Yeah.
idea what I
Yep.
just captured. And then the little like jump scare surprise of like, oh,
Shh.
I got
Yeah.
these printed and I have a
Yeah.
physical copy of it. That
So
I can
To
get
that end,
into.
yeah, no, I'm there. I am the age of hipster. We had like the Instamax camera, and now we
Yeah,
have
love those
children,
too.
and they also love them. So like
I
we've
love
got
those.
pictures for like the last 10 years with those things, and those are fun to bust out. Like
I do
that's
that too. And I have them like scattered around the house. So it's like,
same.
oh, Hudson when he was 4. It's like, oh
Hmm.
my God. Because I'm not going to go back like 9 years and look for a photo and be like, that's cute. But like
Hmm.
it's sitting right there by my jewelry. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, how adorable. Let's get
See?
into the Instamax. Okay.
Let's do that,
I'm going
gang.
to take that. I'm going to take Instamax on spring break.
Do it. Do it. That's
Easy
beautiful.
disposable camera
Let's,
too.
yeah, well, all of the above. So all of that is to say I'm over that digital trend,
Yeah,
but
I don't. It's
okay.
unnecessary.
Okay. Well, let us know where you stand on these things. Demi Moore, ice
Please.
puffing, digital cameras. Sound off in the comments.
Let's
Email
hear it.
us, all of those things.
All right, today on Volume Up by the Teas, we're joined with Jeff Orrell. Jeffrey is a seasoned leader in the professional hair care industry with over 37 years of experience. He has worked with Aveda and served as vice president and co-founder of Purology until its acquisition by L'Oreal in 2007. Today, Jeffrey is the founder of Numa and serves as COO of Causeway Beauty Brands, overseeing brands including Numa, Colorproof, and N4 Professional Hair Care with distribution across global markets. Make sure that you subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Teas, and send in questions to volumeup@theteas.com.
Before we get to my interview with Jeffrey, and again, it's Jeffrey and Jeffrey, which was
Double
never
whammy.
happens. This was very fun
Oh,
for me. No, it's
oh.
like how often are there two Jeffs or Jeffreys in a room?
Same
Not
with a Kelly. You don't want two Kellys in a room.
But before we get there, let's talk Tease Beauty news, shall we? As we
Let's.
mentioned, I mean, obviously, Oscars, we've got a ton of coverage on our
Yeah.
site and socials. First up, we've got an article. Ursula Stevens shares how she styled Zendaya's 2026 Oscars red carpet hair. Of late, Zendaya has been embracing effortless and defined curls on the red carpet, so it was a surprise to see her bob pixie bixie sleek and styled at the 2026 Oscars. Celebrity hairstylist Ursula Stevens was at the helm working with Moroccan Oil and Tangle Teaser. She shares with the
Hmm.
tease, quote, she's been wearing this cut in her natural texture, but I thought tonight was the perfect time for a more polished look. Head to thetease.com to see how that style came together. I mean, literally the step by step. Kelly, what do you think about this look? Because
Yeah.
now, after the Oscars, she's worn it in this style. She just did, I think, like the Tonight Show or Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel. But what did you think of the initial look?
I think it's absolutely stunning. I mean,
Hmm.
she has the the jawline, the facial structure to pull this off. It's just
Hmm.
so stunning and so simple and so beautiful.
Hmm.
I think it's one of her best looks ever, to be honest.
I could not agree more. Could not. Like, I love it in every iteration. I do like the sort of like more polished, as Ursula Stevens was saying,
Yeah.
look. Like it suits her, the bone strut, like everything. I really like the length. And that's why
The
we
little
sort of
flip.
referred to it as it's because it's not really a pixie, but it's definitely not a bob. So it's in that space
Yeah,
and it suits her perfectly. So I feel like we've said 2026 is maybe the year of the pixie, but I mean,
I would like
maybe
that.
it's the Bixie too.
Ooh, it's wonderful. All right, next up, our editor's favorite hairstyles from the 2026 Oscars. There were so many to choose from. Turns out that the 98th Annual Academy Awards, or the Oscars, were no less strange than last year. We're in the middle of a war with Iran, or not war, or even an excursion, depending on who you ask in the administration. And there's quite a lot of anxiety around the current and future impact. Perhaps as a result, this year's red carpet and award show felt a little safe, though stunning. Best not to draw too much attention to the pomp and circumstance considering goings on. To be expected, quote, old Hollywood inspired looks were trending, but this time they were thankfully modern and feeling fresh, like the stars really wanted to let their hair down. There were also plenty of inspo worthy updos and strong, sleek styles as well. Head to thetease.com for a look at our editor's top Oscars hairstyles of the night, presented alphabetically in case you're wondering. Jeff,
Yeah.
did one start with A?
I mean, there are celebs. The issue is, I mean, we're not ranking people, so I feel like it's
No,
important to close. Like,
that
it's
was an
not a
important disclosure.
yeah. We want to make sure that it is we're giving everybody their shine. If they're in this list, it is because we all stand behind these looks. Which brings me to Kelly. What's your favorite look of the night?
Well, I think again, I go back to Demi Moore. I also think Nicole Kidman looked smashing. I mean, I think
Hmm.
she's absolutely stunning. So
Hmm.
those were kind of I guess my tops, if you will. And then
Hmm.
we're gonna get to one in the next segment that I also love too, some braids.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like I mean, as we said, like it was kind of safe. It was interesting, the choices that were being made. I was excited to see that Wunmi Musako really went for it.
yeah,
So she was working with
yeah.
Roxy Lindsay again, and did this style is actually inspired by Coral Reef. So if you go to
Oh
the
my
post, like
gosh.
she gets into like what that inspo was like. So that was my like top, just because I felt like she really went there, whereas a lot of
Yeah,
people sort of slicked it back and called
yeah,
it a day.
yeah.
Which, not fun on the end of viewing it. But I can appreciate those images are going to stand the test of time. So
They
it's like
will.
that
Old
balance, right?
Hollywood. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the balance.
Yep. Thank you so much to our contributors and editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories beyond just Oscar coverage on thetease.com. Next up, as always, we've got this week's top beauty stories that you need to know. You're just going to have to bear with us. It is more Oscars related stuff. The first thing that we're bringing to your attention, if you missed this, is that Lisa Rinna, who went to the Vanity Fair Oscar party, wore a dress made of hair. So did you see this?
I did. And I
Yeah.
think I mean,
Oh, not Vanity Fair. Excuse me. Elton John AIDS Foundation Academy
uh,
Awards viewing party. I take it back.
I
But
think it's
yes.
absolutely breathtaking. And
Hmm.
the best part is that, I mean, you look at it and then you get to like kind of like her knees and you're
Hmm.
like, is that hair?
Yeah.
And then it has like a tail,
Yep.
like a
Yep.
horse tail,
Hmm.
fishtail sort of whatever. And I just think it's insanely amazing. It took 152 hours to create from 11 pounds of human hair,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
It's
is also kind of
beautiful.
like, woo,
Yeah.
where did,
Yep. So this is a
I don't
Christian
know.
Cowan couture gown, is what they're
Amazing.
describing it as. Sponsored, I mean, very obviously by Tresemme. So
Hmm.
Tresemme styling products were used to sort of slick down the hair and give it the sort of shine that's required to like make you do the double take. Because you're right, like you
Yeah.
don't
You're like,
immediately think hair until you look at obviously the train, and yeah, she looks like she's got
oh,
a
train.
horsetail.
That's what it's called. A train, not a tail.
I mean, but it looks like a tail,
It
like
does. It looks like a
legitimately.
tail.
This
Yeah.
is interesting because I mean we've seen this, so this is definitely a trend of like wearable hair. So most recently we had Ebony Frausto doing Show Pony at Fashion
Hmm.
Week, and before that we had Charlie Lemindu, and I think at Paris Fashion Week or Milan there was another hairstyle, or rather there was hair incorporated into the fashions.
Yeah.
So this is a thing that's sort of I'm excited to see it, honestly, as I'm saying it out loud. Like this is
Yeah.
exciting that we're
Pretty
seeing hair
cool.
used in like non-traditional ways. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And what
Also,
craftsmanship. I mean,
yes.
whoa.
And that she would be the one to do it. I mean, she's
Of
so
course.
out there. With her own, is this like the signature Lisa Rinna hairstyle, do you
I
think?
think so. Yeah,
You
it
think?
is. I mean, don't
Yeah.
you remember it? Was it Melrose Place that she was on?
I think
Yeah. I
Melrose, and
mean,
then
like
was
when it
she on
was like
90210?
she might have been. I don't know, but she was a rage, like
Yeah,
all
I
the
feel
rage. I
like
mean,
this
she
is like
still
a
is. Like
variation on the trend though, on her hair. Like
it's a
I
little more spiky than
yeah, I was gonna say that's
usual.
yeah. But I guess to
Which
offset the hair, right? Like the on the dress.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Gotta have some contrast.
I mean, it's just a look. Good for
It
her.
really
She's
is.
crushing it.
Good for
And
her.
her and Demi Moore
Yes.
showing up.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Showing up.
Speaking of showing up, Pedro, Pedro Pascal showed up to the Oscars sans
Did.
mustache, no facial hair in sight, clean shaven.
Hmm.
And yeah, people have opinions. What's yours?
I don't really have one on him in general. Like I'm
I
not
see.
enamored by him like
Mm,
most
mm,
of the world seems to
sure.
be. I mean, it's
Yeah.
certainly talented but I don't get that
Doesn't do
attraction
anything for you. I
vibe. Like
see. I
it's
see.
zero.
Okay.
Like
So,
not.
and is
Don't
it
care.
impacted at all by lack of facial hair?
He
Not at
looks
all.
very different.
He,
Um,
he does.
Here's what I would have done.
Sure.
I would have just tightened it up a little bit, like trimmed it, tightened it, manicured
Hmm.
it for a
Hmm.
different look.
Hmm.
This is a whole, I mean, he's probably doing this for a role, right? I mean,
I would presume
yeah.
because it's really been
He
his
looks
look.
younger,
He
maybe.
does. He does. I saw a thread. Somebody was asking about why you can see on older men that they like have facial hair when they're clean shaven. It was just like
Oh,
the
why is
weirdest.
that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
I've
just
never
like
thought of that.
older skin,
What?
like having the
Ew.
hair. Like I don't know. Like it's just not something that I'd ever thought of. And then this woman putting it to a thread post. It has had elicited all sorts of comments. It's just
Is it
very
just because like the follicle is like now
the way that it sits at the. I
what?
mean, like I don't know. I will have to maybe ask someone who specializes in
Oh, I'm not gonna not
that.
unsee that now. Like at all. But for
It just
real. Now
yeah.
I'm like counting people in my head that I'm like, oh, you're right. Anyway.
Well, like
Wow.
Chris, your husband is clean shaven.
Yeah. I
Does
don't
his
think you can
skin?
see it. No, I
No.
don't. I should know this answer right off the top, shouldn't I? But I don't.
But he's fair, so maybe
He is,
that's more what it
I
is
don't
to
know. I'm gonna
do.
investigate.
Yeah, look into
I'm
it.
gonna
Look at yeah, circle back.
circle
Yeah,
way
I
back
think
on this.
I'm with the majority in that I was horrified by this by this. But didn't love. This was not a happy surprise. Yeah, okay. What was a happy surprise though? Ryan Coogler. Look at these
Yeah.
segues. We're going
I
right into it.
mean,
The
stunning.
yes, the Sinners writer director picked up his award for best original screenplay at the
Hmm.
Oscars, and in doing so, we got a prime look at his hair, which was
Yeah.
braided the braider Taizana B, I believe, from Los Angeles, uh, literally woved into his cornrows, the braids, musical motifs. So we've got
I
like
mean,
blues guitar, we have musical notes at the sort of crown. Incredible, incredible work.
incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing else to say about it. Like it was, I was that this is a part that I actually caught, and I
Mhm.
was like, oh my gosh, look at his hair. And I like alerted the family. I was like, look at these braids. They are beautiful.
Hmm.
And the time and expertise and care that this must have taken, holy
Hmm.
smokes.
No,
I
it's
love that he showed up like this. I mean, he's so just like put together and to a T, and then the hair in the middle part, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
couldn't say any better.
Yeah,
I'm all about this. I'm glad that it's getting as much attention as it is, and a good reminder that like you can do things with your hair.
you
I
can.
think a reminder to everybody else that maybe showed up at the the
You
award
can do
show.
it. Doesn't need to be like a mop on the top. Anyway,
No, no.
all right, we got a good interview coming right up. Stay tuned for Jeff's interview with Jeff. Jeff interviews Jeff.
Jeffery Orrell is a seasoned professional with over 37 years of proven success in the personal hair care industry. Starting his career in 1987 as a distributor account executive with Aveda, Jeffrey quickly earned a reputation for enhancing the retail performance of the salons he served. His efforts caught the attention of ED Wyse Aveda of the Pacific Northwest, who recruited him in 1991 to elevate their business to the next level. In 1993, Jeffrey transitioned into the manufacturing sector as a sales director at ABBA Pure and Natural Hair Care, where he successfully established and managed major distribution channels. Following ABBA's sale in 1996, he acquired and operated Rocky Mountain Salon Consultants until 1998, further solidifying his expertise in distribution and sales management. Jeffrey then expanded his horizons by working with Join Soon Electronics MFG, a cutting-edge connectivity and wireless technology manufacturer. This experience proved invaluable in 2000 when he was approached by Jim Markham, co-founder of ABBA, to develop a new professional hair care brand that eventually became Pureology. Jeffrey served as vice president and co-founder of Pureology until its acquisition by L'Oreal in 2007. In 2007, Jeffrey launched Aspire Salon and Spa in Scottsdale, Arizona, and through his consulting firm JKO International Consulting, he facilitated distribution for brands like FHI Heat and became a partner with Enjoy Hair Care. He also founded Numa, pioneering a clean, sustainable professional hair care brand introduced to the salon professional industry in 2010. Today, Numa is distributed across North America, the EU, LATAM, APAC, Amazon, and NumaBeauty.com. In 2020, with the purchase of his former Pureology business partner, Causeway Beauty Brands LLC was formed, an umbrella company managing Numa, Colorproof, and N4 professional hair care brands. In addition to being the founder of Numa Research LLC, Jeffrey continues to serve as COO of Causeway Beauty Brands LLC. Jeffrey, welcome to the podcast. It's interesting for me to introduce another Jeffrey. I'm very pleased about this. It's sort of few and far between. Very happy to have you here. How is it going?
Well, I'm obviously excited about the opportunity to spend some time with you today. I am partial to Jeffrey.
Me too.
And you are the first interviewer that's been named Jeffrey that I've had the pleasure of spending time talking to. So this is going to be fun.
I will take it. I think that you are my first interviewee, my first subject. That's this Jeffrey. So let's do it. Let's get into it. You come with quite a resume, and we're going to get into all of it. You've had your hands at being a distributor, manufacturer, founder. How did you first stumble into beauty? Did you know that the beauty industry was always going to be for you? I'm curious where that start came from.
No, it's a great question. And first part of your question, no, I never anticipated the
Honest.
beautiful, wonderful professional beauty industry, even though I have a couple of cousins, my sister and my late grandmother, God rest her soul, who was spent her whole career in the beauty industry. So no, this was it was a challenge that came to me several years, many years ago. A buddy of mine from my high school football team saw me on a job site and pulled up and said, "Look, I just got to tell you, I really think you're missing your calling." And I was kind of taken aback by it because
Yeah.
it's a big guy and never really had anything of much substance or intellectual meaning when he spoke to me. And yeah, he said, you need to get into some type of business, some type of industry that makes something that women have to have because you're really limiting your income potential. And I'm sorry I'm late. I got to go see my dad. We're having lunch. He got in the car and drove off. So
All right.
three weeks later, my sister came to live with me. She graduated Northern University, Arizona, and did not know what she was going to do with her career.
Mm.
It was about 2 weeks after that she enrolled in Laguna Hills cosmetology school.
Mm.
And not too many months after that, she invited me to attend a beauty show, IBS, International Beauty Show.
Mm.
And I cruised around for about 45 minutes and I kind of got it. It was like, okay, flat iron. All right, curling iron. Okay, you're selling that. Oh, all right. Well, the Super Bowl's on. Where's the TV?
Yeah.
So I found a television and watched the Buffalo Bills not win the Super Bowl. And I was dating one of the gals that she introduced me to from her school, who was working for a brand called Aveda. So long story short, Cesar D'Angelo, Patty Rosado, met them, talked about the industry. They had an opening in downtown Los Angeles, and I lived in Carlsbad. So I did some due diligence and I found out that there was Ron and Penelope Watson that was the owners of Rising Beauty Products Aveda in San Diego. And that's when I sold my business. I had a residential maintenance, commercial maintenance, commercial landscaping, and residential landscaping business out of college and changed careers. So, yeah, I never, ever perceived myself or envisioned me being in the beauty industry.
Wow. Wow. What a story. And now nearly 3 decades later, some more. You've seen this space evolve. And
Yeah.
again, you've had your hands in so many aspects of it, and we will get to those things. Broadly speaking, what are the big changes that you've seen in your career? Because things are changing so fast. Baby stylists have really no idea of what things used to be like. And I feel like it's always good to sort of ground us. So if you could talk to us a little bit about the evolution that you've seen for the salon professional landscape.
It's an interesting question, Jeffrey, because there's multiple aspects. I have several answers.
We want them all.
Okay. First and foremost, when was the last time you cruised into a salon and you saw a whole wall lineup of 10 or 12 dryers, hooded dryers?
It's been a minute, but you're right. That was a thing.
You don't see them. And
Yeah.
the other thing too was we were so limited as consumers when it came to information. Obviously, the advent of the internet had not happened yet. There wasn't a cell phone that we could go to and just check a specific ingredient. So ingredient technology and sustainability, renewability, that was out the way. It didn't exist. It hadn't evolved yet. We were really good about slathering hair with specific conditioners and masks that contained a lot of animal materials, animal ingredients that were very large in molecular structure. So it required blowing up that cuticle scale to get those to fit in and hopefully get as close to the cortex as possible. So the lack of ingredient knowledge, understanding, it was back then it was, smell sells. So it smelled good and I
Had to be
liked
good.
it. So I bought it. Right. So we've seen a lot of evolution from technology and even how we've automated salons to make life easier, technology, and of course the concerns that we have now of our personal well-being and our planet's well-being. So, I got to be honest with you. Back in 1987, the first time I heard the term vegan, I thought they were talking about somebody that was a resident of Las Vegas. So, things have changed
Yeah.
a lot, and I think now today we're more aware than ever before of what we're putting on our bodies and where it was derived from and what it supports or doesn't support. We're a little bit more in the know, if you will.
Thankfully. So where along the way, I mean, again, it's sounding like there's a passion for, as you're describing, these things that are not going to harm us, and that can be efficacious and do what it is that we need for our hair. Where did product development and innovation sort of factor in for you? When did that become part of your interest? And then you've built out the skill set, obviously. You've co-founded a number of brands, which we will talk about. But where did that spark happen? When did it happen, even?
Well, first and foremost, I wasn't satisfied being an account executive. Not that
Okay.
that's not a great position or a great opportunity, but early on, I recognized, and of course, I have a big background in sports and being an athlete, but
Hmm.
there was a competitive aspect of it for me that I was just unsatisfied. I wanted to get to the next level and the next
Sure.
level and the next level. So
Hmm.
I did have goals and aspirations. And after a stint of several years as an account executive, I was recruited by a larger Aveda distributor in the Pacific Northwest that gave me an opportunity to establish myself over a little period of time into management. It was from there that I stumbled upon a brand and contacted one of the owners, which was Jim Markham, and also Alan Benfield Bush. I was very impressed with the product and using the product, and
Hmm.
it was gave me an opportunity because at that point I was like, okay, I'm ready to make the jump to manufacturing. I want to be a regional sales manager.
Hmm.
And so for me, I really stair stepped because that was a very strong desire. That was for me more than just a goal. It was something that I was going to make happen. And over time, I was allowed to be a part of establishing and developing a brand. I had left the manufacturing industry when we sold the ABBA brand and moved to Montana. I was able to acquire one of our distributors and start a life there for a while. And then there was an opportunity to jump back in after I decided to leave the industry and join a technology company, which was a fabulous experience and really recognized what technology was all about, being at the
Hmm.
first Intel Developers Forum in San Jose, California, at the Fremont Hotel when Intel was launching the first silicon chip. So connectivity, there was a lot there. I got to travel a lot of parts of the world that I never thought that I would experience. And then I had a buddy of mine that we grew up 4 blocks from one another in Manhattan Beach. And his mother was very successful in the business, Paula Kent Meehan. She got together with Jerry Redding and started a brand called Redken. Matt was a distributor, and he said, "Orrell, what are you doing? You got to jump back in." So I had an opportunity to get out of the technology field and get
Back
back
into
into the
beauty.
industry,
Yeah.
and jumped in and was fortunate enough to be offered a position to work in the Western United States for the Redken brand under the L'Oreal umbrella. It was a short time, maybe a year after that, I ran back into Jim Markham and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I told him what I was doing. He said,
Hmm.
"Wow, I would have loved to work for them, but maybe we should get together and start a brand." And that's really where the first business plan, health, wellness, and beauty came from. And then from there evolved into smart beauty systems. And then we did a video with Rick Morton in the desert that was looped on all the hotels. Everybody's like, "What are you doing? You guys are back." "Yeah, we're smart products." Smart products? Well, you gonna use dumb products? Well, no. And after 3 days, there's no hook. So that's when we decided to pioneer something, and that
Hmm.
was exciting. So that's where I became the co-founder and came up with the name Pureology. And the rest was kind of history there. We had a really good run for quite some time, and that kind of really gave me a taste of what that's all about. And then there was no going backwards after that. It was about designing, developing, co-founding, and being a part of pioneering new technology and really supporting our professional industry with products that really do more than just work well on hair.
Beautiful. And such an incredible journey. I mean, I think that what I've come to know in talking with people for this pod is that, once you're in beauty and it's got its hooks in you, it's really hard to get them back out. And so it makes total sense that you sort of diverge and then you come back and then you get to apply all of these things to the brands that you worked with. Talk to me about what it's like to be a co-founder when it's when it's your brand and it's not somebody else, it's not somebody else's vision, it's not their capital. What was that experience, the first go round, like for you?
You know, our industry is about experience.
Hmm.
Whether you're the consumer and you're experiencing a service, or whether you're the professional and you're at an educational event, you're experiencing something that can enlighten or motivate you. Um, I had the eye of the tiger. I mean, I was all in. And so I have a background in sports and in high school and college, and I learned early on that it really wasn't about me. There was a high expectation of me performing at the highest level that I possibly can to contribute to the overall, success of
Hmm.
the team. Working with people and being successful together, um, big motivator for me and a big satisfier for me. So,
Mm.
they say you're only as strong as your team when you get to a certain level, and that's very true. So for me, it was important enough to be mentored. It was important enough to understand the details and going through the process of product development. I had a little background in school with alchemy, and that was kind of easy for me. It's something I gravitate to. I love ingredients and ingredient
Mm.
technology. So I was fascinated by it. So it wasn't as challenging as much as it was motivating and enlightening, for me to do so. And I think everybody has a different maybe take on doing it, but first and foremost, you need to have the desire, the passion, and the motivation. And I think, Jeffrey, that really helps to simplify that level of commitment, and understanding and being a co-founder.
Hmm.
Again, at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about what's in the bottle, and it's about the
Hmm.
people. You again, it takes a strong team, a village. It's not just about you. So you just have to have the desire to want to do it, and then partner yourself with people that are equal or even greater in strength than you, and you can do it.
So not only did you do it, you've done it multiple times.
Yeah,
Most recently co-founding. Correct me on the pronunciation. Is it Numa? I've
that's
only
correct.
okay. So the reason I'm saying it is that I'm familiar with the brand. I read
Yeah,
it, but I literally
sure,
have never. And now I'm with you. So okay, all right.
sure,
Uh,
sure. Yeah, no,
uh,
it's
it's a doozy. Insofar as again, when you read it a million times, you're like, how the hell do you actually say this out loud? All right, so not only did you do it the first time and put together, all of the team in order to make it go with Purology, you did it again. So with Numa, what was the difference when you went out to do it the second go round? Obviously, product different, ingredients certainly different, but you needed to be motivated and inspired to do it again. How did you get to that place? What was it about this brand that was like, I'm gonna give it my all again? Because that's not for the weak of heart.
pioneering is something very special. Copying a little easier to do than
Yeah,
pioneering.
this is
Uh,
true.
Timing has a lot to do with it too, if it's meant to be. But we evolve, and from a technology side of things, we've evolved as a tribe, as an industry, and there was an opportunity with Purology to pioneer the first sulfate and salt-free surfactant system specific to longer lasting hair color. So that was a
Hmm.
category, it was a growth category. We went from direct dye, the punk rock era, single dimensional to
Hmm.
multi-dimensional color, and it continued to evolve. And nobody had really solved the problem as to why color was fading. So that was
Mm.
that was fun. That was cool. That was pioneering. That was something that was unique and different. That's, I think, why it was really successful. The timing of it was perfect as well. So the sun, the moon, the stars all lined up, and it was a great experience. And I'm not belittling the fact that a lot of people didn't have to work really hard to make that successful, but it was a lot of key things and componentry to it that really made it successful. My background is, when I first got into this business, again, was with Aveda. And at the time, there wasn't a US NOP. There was no governmental or state-run agency that could verify or certify organic. Horst was smart, his team, trademarking the term, pure fumes. Pure fumes was a way to get around the synthetic, if you will, fragrances, or using the term fragrance, which hides 1,500 or more different, maybe questionable materials. So there was a lot that I learned. And of course, there was urea, animal, and great position, great story, great attempt. He pioneered the green category. So for me, it was an opportunity to pioneer the clean category. We have a lot of greenwashing in our industry, but a lot of flexibility.
What do you mean?
We're not really regulated by the FDA that much. Back in the day, use this, and in 4 days your hair is going to grow 3 inches. We could make up anything we wanted. We could say whatever we wanted. Now, we're under the guides of Google, internet. There's ways to prove. So it was an opportunity to take a look at what are the most commonly known questionable materials. What can we do from a sustainability side, a renewability side? What can we do to get away from synthetic fragrance, the methyl isothiophenols, the phenoxyethanols, the methylbutyrpropane, all these not good stuff for us as well as the environment. And I think over time, we've educated ourselves more. We've become more aware of what we put in our body, what we put on our body. So there was an opportunity, and there was a gap. And I thought, well, it's not just a question or a matter of pioneering clean, it's perfecting it. You have to be all in. You have to be 100% transparent. So there was a bunch of motivating factors. It was an opportunity that really the door was opened by Rick Hogue, CEO and president of Causeway Company, which is the largest privately held personal care manufacturer in the United States, and they manufacture several brands that you're very familiar with. So again, the sun, the moon, the stars, they were aligning, and I was having a little bit of a Pureology flashback, and I had this opportunity to pioneer something that I thought would be very relevant and very successful, especially in today's world.
To that end, there's greater visibility to what clean beauty is as a concept, natural beauty, green beauty, these things. And certainly there's a lot of greenwashing, as you described. There's certainly a lot of buzzwords. From your perspective with Numa Beauty, what is clean beauty? What is it that you guys stand for insofar as your formulations, the ingredients? I feel like it's important to just disclose it so that there's not this opportunity for people to fill the space in with what it is that they would.
Well, let me start with the pricing structure, because that's really indicative of what you can and can't do today. For us, we work off of a much lower blended margin than we did in the Pureology days, and that's our give back. Because in order to build a brand and eliminate 16 of the most commonly known questionable materials, costs more money to do so. To be able to produce 100% post-consumer food grade recycled packaging costs a little more money. To eliminate synthetic fragrance and go 100% NA fragrant oils from plants and flowers is much more expensive. It's a bigger commitment, and it can be done. But pioneering clean, and what makes that uniquely different, is that you're making that level of commitment, offsetting your carbon footprint to be positive. And then you're supporting indigenous families around the world.
Mm.
because they're harvesting these plant and flower materials that are either heat distilled, carbon distilled, cold pressed, so that you can gather and gain those materials that are sustainable, renewable. So it becomes a win-win, but it does cost more to do so, and that makes the difference. So when you see a product that's $19.99 or $20, the odds are it what's being claimed might not necessarily be 100% true. When you're buying a product
Mm.
like Numa and it's above $30, that's because in order to get there, to have that level, those core values, that many core values, to have those types of materials and ingredients in the bottle and eliminate the ones that we don't really want to utilize anymore and support outside of the bottle, it's not $19 MSRP. Yeah.
But this is well put, and I think important to state, because there is, as I addressed, and you as well, this greenwashing phenomena. There's so much that's being sort of claimed and said about this stuff, and like when you sort of parse it back, and you're not looking at just marketing, what's in that package is not clean. It's not good for all of the things, and so it's good to just state it. This is what it is. I'm curious about, what has uptake been like? So in doing outreach, I mean, you have been a distributor. You understand the linkages between the way that the salon networks work, all of these things. What's that been like? What has your approach been in terms of getting pros to use Numa Beauty? How are consumers engaged? Like, what has this been like for you? Because again, you've got such experience, and you're doing it again. I'm curious, like, how does the approach differ or not based on what it is that you've done in your career?
Well, it's very common for a distributor salesperson to walk into a salon or studio suite presenting a brand that is maybe a problem solution. And a majority of the time, you're looking for something that they have that you could replace that with. That was never the strategy with Numa, because nobody had that level of clean. So what we did is we went out talking very high level to a fault, which we later recognized, and
All right.
started talking about what actually is in the bottle and what it does versus why we don't have all of these things in the bottle that do something bad. And so Numa doesn't replace a brand. Numa is an addition for a salon professional. Those customers that suffer from migraines, those customers that suffer from scalp challenges, whether it's seborrhea, psoriasis, eczema, dandruff, lupus flare-ups, doesn't cure lupus, but help calm those and soothe those flare-ups, dermatitis, those types of challenges, allergies, allergic reactions, those that are maybe unfortunately dealing with an oncologist and they have a list of things that they need to eliminate from their life. Those that are more concerned about possibly the planet's well-being as well as their themselves. That's really what Numa is all about. It's not replacing a brand. It's giving you an opportunity to be more personalized with how you can prescribe professional hair care to those more discerning customers, those that are more transparent, those that are concerned about, again, their health and well-being, as well as the planet.
For those that are maybe not as familiar with Numa, what are some of the standout products? What are the things over the years that have been tried and true, the best sellers, those kinds of things? I feel like, again, this is a good opportunity to just introduce people that are maybe not as familiar. If they are, we love that. We hope they are, but maybe they're not.
Well, when several years ago, when we started the company, the promise that I made to the industry was, I'm going to keep it small. It's very common for us from a marketing perspective, to throw stuff on the wall and see what sticks, and it becomes well, what are you launching next year, right? Exactly, and we see these large scaled or ranges of brands, and that's just not really working today. Our world's changed since the pandemic. We have introduced the studio suites that's been quite successfully and has grown very much so over the past 5 years. Those are independent operators. We are faced with the challenge of many states cutting the hourly requirement for cosmetologists. So they come out of school in half the hours, and are looking at wrapping perms and sanitizing their combs and brushes at barberside. The business acumen's not there. The level of understanding between service, dollars and retail dollars, and in guaranteeing their service becomes that challenge. So there are a substantial amount of differences in today's world. Additionally, some more changes I know that you asked about earlier, but we continue to see an opportunity to kind of go back in time, and how do we approach professionals differently? How do we help them offset these high overhead costs that they're experiencing now, and from station product to back bar. And I think that there's been a substantial difference in the approach and the way that we need to approach, and what we need to give back, and how we need to train salespeople today.
So to that end, for back bar, what are people what is like the top selling unit? What are the things that people are just like, God, I swear by that? Just because I feel like we've got a lot of product junkies that are listening to this pod. They're like, they're willing to convert. They're open to experimenting. So what have you found that people are like, this, Jeff, like this is it. There's nothing better than this.
Well, I was really trying not to brag, Jeffrey, by
no, I want you to brag.
We've kept the line short. So
no, I know you kept it short.
Everything that we have, because it's shorter, works really, really good.
Tight edit, yeah.
So there was a time, like we can go back in time to brands like Sebastian and Joico and KMS, and there was K-Pack, and they had their hero, potion number 9, Shape Plus. What was interesting is you either were a shampoo and conditioner brand, meaning you had all those other products, but your shampoos and conditioners really were the standout. Or you were that styling and finishing brand like Sebastian, and you had a few that were a standout. My objective from day one was to create, from start to finish, that level of performance across the brand for them all to perform equally at a very high level. We do have a spray leave-in low pH, low acidifier, instant detangler that is amazing. It's a great cutting tool, cutting lotion. It's great on your high lift, blondes, where we see that damage on that cuticular scale, and a lot of tangling going on once the water hits the hair. Because we utilize some high levels of European proteins and sea kelp, and the molecular weight and structure is a lot smaller. So we have a reparative mask that's pretty amazing, that you only leave on the hair for a few minutes and rinse, and it makes a huge difference in moisture retention and elasticity that has a residual effect over time. Our Renew shampoo and conditioner, it's the daily. If I got a communication that said, "Hey Jeff, congratulations, you've been chosen to go on Survivor, but you can only bring one maintenance product," well, I would bring the Renew shampoo, because I shaved with it this morning in the shower. I get about 8 more shaves out of a blade. It has the triple distilled corn mint, peppermint. It's a natural antimicrobial, antifungal. The lather is insane. It uses this amazing Japanese surfactant that comes without solubilization, comes out without preservation, super clean. It's got a nice lather, quick rinse. And I use that for my shampoo. I use it as my body wash, and in a pinch, I brush my teeth with it. So the Renew shampoo and conditioner, those are your daily. Those are for everybody. And again, if you're scalp challenged, you're normal to oily, dry, flaky, itchy, wonderful for you. Our moisture shampoo conditioner is also extremely popular. We have a smoothing cream that's great. It's around a 4 pH, that is awesome, 4 to 4.5. That's awesome for blowouts. That's very popular. During the pandemic, we committed to a video conferencing company, but none of the ladies that were turning on their cameras, and I was like baffled by it. Like, we're really kind of having a conference call, but we just committed $799 to this contract to have video. Why aren't you turning on your camera? Well, I don't have time to blow dry can't blow out my hair. So that's when we went back to the bench and created a product called Air Dry Shaper. It's wonderful for blowouts. It expedites natural drying time by 20%. You leave it on, you can style, finish, and walk out the door. So a quick shampoo, rinse, towel blot the hair, apply from roots to end, air dry shaper, brush it into position, jump on your video conference or get to the salon and let it naturally air dry. It's a wonderful, popular product, very unique and different. Those are a lot of our standouts. Our dry shampoo is pretty phenomenal. It doesn't leave the white milty or milking, powdering effect on the darker shades. It actually adds shine. It adds moisture and manageability. It's kind of a unique spin on dry shampoo. It does neutralize odor. It does neutralize your pollutants. So it's a wonderful. Matter of fact, this is it right here, and it's
Beautiful.
fantastic. Smells wonderful. It's got really a nice finish to hair without making hair look dirtier. Then of course, our volume shampoo is dynamite. It's another one of my faves with the white organic fennel and vanilla. It's just a wonderful blend. So you can see where we put clearly in for being transparent, all of our core values on the bottle, what's in the bottle, everything is in the ingredient deck. And of course, we give more information on the front of the bottle and being a transparent company. But yeah, those are kind of the standouts. Again, only 21 products. So we do have products specific for rebuilding, repairing, restructuring hair. We have products specifically for moisture. We have products specifically for volume, for styling, finishing, fixatives. We do have a wonderful VOC globally compliant working aerosol hairspray. So we think we have enough products that's not overwhelming, that work cohesively well with one another. You can prescribe from the different collections. We have an argan that smells wonderful, that it works on all hair types and textures. We don't have like one for light and thin or one heavy. We've really tried to do a really good job of keeping the lineup small.
So to that end, keeping the lineup small and intentionally so, making sure that you can back up the promises, live the values. Do you feel pressure to continue to add to that assortment? Is there, particularly with innovation, I mean, things advance, there's opportunities to sort of refine formulations and have better ingredients. Do you think that you'll stick with what you've got? Do you think that there will be newness added? What does that look like for you guys? Because I mean, we know that this industry loves a new something or another. So I'm curious, what's your POV on that?
So twofold. One, I think you have to look at dispensing systems and componentry. We had a twist pull cap that we came out with, a new restage that was kind of a little more confusing.
Sure.
Now people put in, so we've gone to a flip cap. Same design, so it looks exactly the same on shelf. So that was an improvement, and that's new for next year. We've updated the color of the volume bottle because the screen print really wasn't popping. So for us, we're always looking at refining, defining, improving what we already have. And I will say that we just recently conducted a wonderful photo shoot in Utah. And so we'll have all updated imagery, support materials from consumer brochure to tent cards and easel cards. We've updated our imagery and we'll continue to do on our website. There has been a lot in the bonding and repair. We have some brands like Olaplex and K18 that have taken on that technology. That actually, there is some newer technology that's very intriguing to me that is also vegan with regards to keratin and restructuring and those types of proteins and bonding. There might be an opportunity there. I've obviously researched it, and there is some new technology that just recently was announced. So it's a possibility. Innovation is important. It is a what's new business. We do have very artistically inclined, right-brained, talented people in our world. And it is sometimes the next shiny object. But
very much so.
But it really, though, Jeffrey, it really has to be something special.
To get you to
Otherwise,
pull. Yep. No,
yeah,
you're. Mhm.
I'm not, or I just don't, we don't think it's worth it.
Yep. No, that makes total sense. And I appreciate the candor. I mean, this is really what is, I think, available to us with the level of expertise and tenure that you've got in this space to really know when to pull the trigger to do the thing because you've seen people do it unsuccessfully. And I appreciate that that is not something you want to do when it's yours, versus someone else's. What are the tools that you're working with at Numa Beauty, in terms of automation, innovation? To help you guys succeed? I mean, just transparently, AI, we can't escape it. Everybody's talking about it. Does it factor into workflows with you? Does it not? What are sort of other things that are helping you along, versus hurting? Because there is that tension. People feel that tech is maybe not working out in the best way, but perhaps it is.
From a time management perspective or from lowering your overhead costs, from a business perspective,
Hmm.
it's important to evolve. It's important to continue to evolve, and we have to look at technology. And I think that it behooves us to embrace some of the technology. It's newer, and I know there's going to be evolutions, levels of improvement. For us, we have introduced it. We've introduced it with regard to customer service more
Hmm.
recently.
Hmm.
We've also introduced it with marketing. So there are a couple of technologies that we utilize specifically. Are we using it to design new products? No. Are we using it to replace people? No. But again, there are some advantages to it, and I'm sure over time we'll see improvements with some of the technology that we've introduced more recently, and we'll see where that takes us in the future.
Very, very wise and pragmatic. Another thing that I'd like to pick your brain about is, again, having had the experience of being in the industry for a moment, you've seen times of economic uncertainty. We maybe are living through one at the
Yeah.
moment. Hard to say, depends on who you're asking. But there seems to be a general sense of angst and anxiety. What's your advice for pros and others in our space that are, feeling a little bit nervous, perhaps? Anything you've got to say to people, as you've lived through similar moments in the past?
I think there's several parts to it, Jeffrey, because analyzing your overhead costs, your fixed costs, your hard dollar cost, it is an ongoing responsibility, especially anytime when you think or feel that maybe there's a downturn economically,
Hmm.
or we see costing that, going up. So that's something that, professionals really need to manage. It needs to be on the list of to-dos. Manufacturers spend a lot of time, energy, effort in creating very specific promotions and cost-saving opportunities. And knowing how to buy in and buy out of those opportunities is also a key factor. I think too, we need to get back to some of the things that made us more successful in past generations. We've seen a decline in education and educational events. Those are starting to come back.
Hmm.
But what are we doing to educate ourselves? What are we doing to improve ourselves and our business? There are all kinds of seminars, podcasts, books. There's a lot that we can continue to study, much like an athlete that has to work out and exercise to perform at a high level. We have
Yep.
to figure out, how do we perform at a high level, and what can we really take advantage of? Learning what a profit and loss statement is and a balance sheet, how you can effectively utilize those to budget and forecast, getting back to guaranteeing your service. The answer is always no unless you ask. And sometimes you're listening to things. I had a tire blowout, I replaced the tires, kids, new school, got to get stuff for back to school. We get caught up in listening and counseling, and yet we don't charge for that. We don't get paid to do that. We get paid for another very specific service. So why are we not asking them to take home products that you utilized on them, and showing them how to repeat that style? I think there's a wonderful opportunity to measure the value of your service dollars versus your retail dollars, and how do you utilize the two? Do you use one to pay your chair rental or your studios? How do you utilize those? So there's opportunity for salespeople to get back to the business of teaching that. So there's strategies too. We have all kinds of examples. So it's communicating, and it's having the signage, and it's making a commitment to how you buy in and buy out and cut your overhead and guaranteeing your service. Look, people do this all day long. But when they're in your chair and you put that cape on them, all of a sudden those hands become frozen, or they're looking for a place to put their purse, their glasses, and even possibly their cell phone. And before they have that opportunity, you need to take that chance of, look, I need to talk to you a little bit. This is a new year. I think it's time for a new look, a new do for a new you. And this is what I'm going to propose. I think we should go a little shorter. And I think maybe we bump it from an N4 to an N5. What do you think? Or maybe we go lighter, or maybe we go longer and we add an weft, or we add some hair extensions. I think this is the perfect time to do something new, unique, and different. And oh, by the way, here are the support products that you need to take home with you today once we do this new you do. There is an opportunity there. It's a smarter, not harder. There are plenty of examples, a lot that we introduced that we used to follow and used to do back in the day, and then that needs to be reincorporated. I asked Horst when he opened up the first Aveda Estetique in the west coast of Beverly Hills shopping center a million years ago. Horst, I really do value and love representing Aveda. I just don't know what else I can do to be better at what I'm doing. And he looked at me and he said one word 3 times: study, study, study. So if we want to be a better athlete, we train harder, we work harder. If we want to be more successful at business and at money, we study more, we implement more, we do more. And I think that's really where we're at. We're at a pivotal spot where salespeople are going into these studio suites, into these salons, and Brenda has said, "Oh, I'm good. I went by the store." Okay, well, why not ask Brenda to come in a half an hour before she opens up her studio suite and say, "Look, we got to talk business," and bring her a Starbucks and sit down and talk about service dollars, talk about her overhead, talk about how, look, at L'Oreal and Redken, one of the famous lines, adages that I learned when I, had that time with them was, earn a better living, live a better life.
There you go.
Why would you not want to earn a better living or live a better life?
Pretty succinct.
I'm here to help you. I am your business partner. So, and that's another whole thing that we can talk about with what salespeople need to do differently today.
Well, I think we might have to have you back, Jeff. You're a wealth of knowledge and expertise. So I mean that quite sincerely.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about, you gave just so much good, solid advice, particularly for people that are newer to the industry, but I think good reminders for us all. In terms of legacy, what do you hope to leave behind? Because you're not going to do this forever. So I'm curious, what are the things that you hope has been imparted by the effort that you've given over these years?
This has been quite an amazing journey for me, and I've been very blessed and very fortunate on many levels. For me, it really hasn't been about me as much as it's been about what's in the bottle, and how can that positively affect someone in my industry, in our industry, in an incredible way, making that difference. And I think that it's a responsibility. I asked for it. I was not going to be limited or satisfied because was my path that I chose. Now, if I stayed as an account executive or a distributor salon consultant, I would do exactly the same thing. I would just want to be the best. I want to be number one. I want to know that I left not one rock unturned. I did everything that I possibly could to improve the lifestyle of professionals and their customers. That was always my agenda, was to get to the top so that I could provide whatever the top yielded. And I think it's a very diverse business.
Hmm.
I had no idea. I got in on a challenge. And I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful.
Oh, well, I'm deeply appreciative of this time getting to know you and your journey. I feel like our listeners in particular, it's always, I think, much more interesting when someone is willing to share the sort of triumphs and the
Yeah,
challenges. I mean, and the fact that shit changes. I mean, you think
big
you're going to do
time.
one thing and then you do something different, and yeah, so I appreciate so much your willingness to open up about what this has been like for you. Let's do our quick takes, and then I'll let you go. But again, we're gonna have you back. You're gonna talk more. We're gonna get into the sales, and I think in particular, I think that's some fertile ground for us to talk about. But all
Sure.
right, the quick takes. These are the questions we ask of all of our guests. So try not to think about it for too long.
Okay.
And let's do it. So the first thing, if you could instantly master one skill, what would it be? And it does not have to be specific to hair. This is a hair podcast, but to be clear, any skill.
I would have loved to have been a professional golfer.
Okay.
I think a professional athlete would have been something that I would have also really enjoyed. It obviously wasn't the path or the what meant to be, but I think we use the term professional loosely in our industry. People
Mm.
go to school, they grind, they get that cosmetology license, and they go out to become a successful business owner. So being at that level, to me is probably that would probably be the greatest thing, for me was it would have been outside the industry, but being at that top level.
All right. What is a current go-to song or album? What are you listening to?
Oh gosh, you know, uh, depends on the day on the
That's real.
day or the week, right?
Sure, sure.
So I'll give you an example. If it's at the end of the month, and we've been grinding, I'll throw on you some a YouTube jazz, that it plays through the television and through the
Hmm.
office. If I'm trying to get fired up, maybe you two, it's a beautiful day, and
Hmm.
if there's something that I want to recognize being grateful for, then it would be Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at us. It's the Jeff. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I
Like this
know.
is a good clip, but I mean, yeah, no, Jeff Buckley
Yeah,
can't get really better than that.
yeah, no.
Okay, all right. What is a haircut or current What is a haircut or color trend that you are secretly obsessed with right now? Is there something where you're like, damn, maybe not for me, but I really like it?
My dad served this country as a Marine, and let me tell you, there was no chance, no shot for me when I was a kid to go to a salon. We were going to a barber shop,
Mm.
and there was three choices: short, shorter, and shortest. There was the buzz, the beezer, as he called it. And you paid a couple bucks, $2, $3, and I see these guys. They come in, they got the white, shirt on, and the aesthetic, and they can do scissor over comb, they can use thin air blade, they can do razor cut. They're so talented,
Hmm.
and it was like $3.
This is true.
I think the thing that's really been intriguing to me and inspiring, and something that I am grateful for them for, is today we see barbers. I got my cut in Vegas a couple months ago by a guy that flew from LA, Frank, and at the Cosmopolitan, it was $75, and I
Hmm.
was more than happy to give him $75. It's been great to see some parity.
Hmm.
Some of the most talented hairdressers were barbers.
Mm.
And to see the credibility that they're getting now, the type of money they can make now, is very inspiring, motivating, and I'm very happy for them.
Well put. That I second that. That is a incredibly important take. I'm glad to see it, honestly, for them. Next question. If you could do a celebrity's hair, any celebrity, who would it be? What would you do?
Well, if I was confident enough in my skill
Let's
set,
assume that you're like the most skilled
okay,
ever.
okay, I would have loved to have done Vidal Sassoon's hair.
All right.
I would have loved to have done Vidal Sassoon's hair. The guy pioneered a cutting methodology.
Mm-hmm.
His name is insurmountable. He did a lot for our industry,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have been an honor, to be able to to cut his hair. And there's several that I've seen. Alan Benfield Bush, who created a cutting methodology. That would be something that to me that would be really have been inspirational.
Solid pick. That's excellent. Top tier choice. Last question. What is a tiny thing that made you smile this week? Something that lifted your spirit? And let's leave on that.
Oh gosh, that's a really great question, because I've had a lot. I've had several.
Good. We
Yeah,
want that for you.
we recently moved into our new offices, and we talked about it yesterday. And what has it done to the culture, the atmosphere, the ambiance, for us? And for me to get so many smiles and everybody just like, this was so needed, and we just love it. When I see my team happy,
Mm-hmm.
when I see my team smiling, boy, that was something that really lifted me. We're at the end of the year. It's a sprint to the finish line. Not typically the biggest months for manufacturers unless they're launching something new in January. We're limited with manufacturing. They shut down for maintenance. So everybody's worked really hard. We did a lot of transitioning. We did a lot of restructuring. We trying to prepare for where we're headed in the new year, and everybody's really tired. And for them to be happy and to have a big smile on their face, that's a big moment for me that I get to carry into the new year.
That's a big deal. We'll take it. Yeah. Well, we're hoping that 2026 is an even bigger year for you. You're going to come back. Obviously, we're going to talk about sales. But thank you for your time. This was a pleasure getting to know you and to know the brands better.
Appreciate you, Jeffrey. Thanks for the time today. Really nice to spend the time with you and learn more about you and the teas, and being able to to support those that are interested in the professional industry or maybe making a change. It's up to you, and you have everything that you need to be capable for doing that. And I think you guys are doing an amazing job keeping that connectivity and bringing that camaraderie and the tribe back together that was somewhat decimated during the pandemic. I really appreciate it.
Means a lot. Thank you.
Jeff's experience is incredible. I mean, Aveda, Purology, and then the sale with L'Oreal, and then the founder of brands, and just what he's doing today with the industry. I mean, thank goodness we have people like him in our industry that continue to elevate us and change it. Be sure to hit subscribe, rate, review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Teas, and send in questions to volumeup@theteas.com.
Volume Up is a Teas media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Otabache is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics and videos for this episode.